Hello, I'm Linda McFarland, Executive Director of the Community Loan Fund. We have been helping new businesses start since 1985. We provide resources to businesses like yours, including training, one-on-one technical assistance, affordable office space, and small business loans. We know that small businesses and nonprofit organizations play a vital role in our economy. In fact, small businesses represent about 45% of our country's economic activity. When you start a business, you're not just working for yourself, you are also working for your community. The Community Loan Fund wants to help you succeed. Please consider our other online programs or some of our live workshops and technical assistance programs. These different workshops and courses are offered at various locations throughout the Capital Region. For now, get ready to begin your new adventure.
Here at Pioneer, we're your neighbors. We show up at work every day determined to help you make the most of your family time, to turn your mid-sized business into a category leader, to play, laugh, and celebrate, to fuel your startup, enable you to move ahead, and chase your dreams. We are Pioneer, a full-service financial company for individuals, businesses, and communities, and we're moving all together forward.
IgniteU is a program that brings companies from where they started to a better chance of scaling and building process in their companies. I have spent my life getting knocked over by businesses and starting businesses and learning from them and trying to share some of that knowledge with the next crop of business owners and entrepreneurs.
There are people in it that I admire and I look up to, people who I bounce ideas off of. I follow on social media. And it's always exciting because they always have something new going on. There's a new program, there's a new cohort. So I think it's exciting.
Not only does it hold yourself accountable, but you get different perspectives. You get to talk about your business, being a business owner, not kind of from a sales standpoint or a cost reduction standpoint. So just that kind of camaraderie and mentorship.
If you really want to explore your business idea and more that it can be developed into a full-fledged business and understand what it would take to go from where you are now to a full-fledged business. This is the program that's going to set you on a path to do that.
It's a commitment, but it's something that's going to hold yourself accountable. You're going to learn a ton. You're going to meet a ton of great people, and you're part of an entrepreneurial family that a lot of people don't really have. So it's a great network to be a part of.
So a local scene like this, I think it's important that people know about it. When I first started my first company, I had no idea that this existed. Somebody asked me, do you know about the IgniteU and that whole ecosystem in Troy, startup ecosystem? I said, no, I've never heard of it. Because I was new to the space. And I was introduced and I was just like, oh my God, look at all these events that are going on and the guest speakers and just all the value. I was taking notes like crazy.
That's the whole reason for an accelerator like IgniteU, is because as the entrepreneur, as the owner, we feel sometimes like we hit a roadblock, or like we've tried, something a few times and we haven't gotten results. And so what do we do now? And the answer is that there's probably something we don't know or something that we may be missing. And IgniteU, for us, was definitely able to kind of unlock some of those doors to get us going down that right path.
All right, everybody, welcome to the 2022 MWBE VOB Startup Showcase. First of all, we'd like to congratulate all the 5 companies presenting today. They worked with us over 6 weeks, really improved their business, improved their pitch decks, and they're excited to start presenting in front of you. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors that help us provide this event today, and also the individuals in the audience. And I'd like to introduce myself, Sam Mir, and then we got Bob Manis here.
Hello, folks. How are you? I'm just going to give you a little rundown of the show. There's 3 companies presenting remotely from Florida, New York City, and Puerto Rico. You're going to see these on those screens. The judges are going to ask them questions right after their 5-minute presentation. And then during the judge deliberation, the new program at IgniteU called Tech Match, we're going to see some of the new companies coming through for tech transfer and commercialization. So it's going to be a good night, fast and furious. Thank you for showing up.
And one of our first sponsors and an organization that has supported IgniteU from the beginning since 2015, NISTEC. We wouldn't be here without them. IgniteU wouldn't be here without them. We wouldn't be able to support these entrepreneurs and these startups without NISTEC. We're going to have Richard Green come talk a little bit about NISTEC.
Thanks, Sam, and thanks, Bob. I'm going to keep this brief because these 2 guys have set the pace here. That was pretty rapid, wasn't it? Many of you may have seen, when you see the IgniteU logo, you'll often see powered by NISTEC, and some of you may wonder what that means. NISTEC is a company that was very much inspired by and informed by the whole concept of economic development. NISTEC was formed about 26 years ago in the 90s and has grown from being a very small business into a large consulting company. We're very proud of our involvement with the entrepreneurial community. Adjust my teeth there. And we're very proud to be involved in with the work that is conducted here in the IgniteU space and beyond. So without further ado, we're going to move into the programming for tonight. And I believe that Sam, you're going to introduce the judges next.
Thank you, Richard. Yes, I'm going to switch it over to Bob. He's going to introduce our 3 lovely judges today.
Sam, for going too fast, I guess. So we have 3 wonderful judges here. One is an alum. I'll let you guess who that is. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Thanks so much, Bob, Richard, Sam, everybody, the whole team for planning this. My name is Olivia Goldstein. My background is I founded my own company, Rep Hike, which was a B2B software company about 6 years ago. We were acquired about 3 years ago or so by a group in Syracuse. And now I spend my time investing in software companies as part of Start Fast Ventures, and also as the Chief Operating Officer of Upstate Venture Connect, which is a nonprofit organization really dedicated to supporting founders across upstate New York. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Brody DeBuno. I'm the co-founder of Champagne Handcrafted Berkshire Bubbly, a sparkling wine can cocktail that's made in the Finger Lakes of New York. We'll be soon be coming to New York in distribution through DeCrescenti.
Hi, my name is Mark Speedy. I am a technical account manager with Warner Brothers Games New York. I handle everything from client relations to technical implementation and helping game teams get online.
Thank you, folks. And I believe there's champagne in the fridge. Yeah. Is there enough? Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you for the judges for being here tonight. We're going to get started with a first pitch, a little bit of background on how the pitches are going to go. As Bob mentioned, we got 3 companies pitching remote. We got 2 companies pitching here in person. It's going to be 5-minute pitches with 3-minute Q&A, and we will stop them at the 5 minutes to kind of keep it strict. And our first pitch we have all the way from Puerto Rico, Jared Bonilla, the founder from Job Genie.
Hi, everybody. Can we see my pitch deck and everything? Okay, there we are. So, am I good to go now? Yes, I'm going to say, guess so, because I can hear. All right, everybody. My name is Jared Bonilla, and I am the founder of Job Genie, the first service to allow users to earn money and find a job while they sleep. Now, whether you yourself have searched for a job in the recent years or you know somebody who has, you've probably heard that the job search feels like a full-time job. And what that actually means is about 11 hours a week applying to 15 jobs. Now, you might be asking yourself, how does it take so long to apply to just 15 jobs? And that's because most of that time is spent scrolling through job boards and filling out applications. It can take 30 seconds to 30 minutes to apply to just one job. And this current process has made the average job search 5 to 6 months and 100 to 200 applications. This is what my brother experienced. After graduating from a top business school in New York, he spent months searching for a job, hours on hours of filling out application after application with the same information until he realized there needed to be a better alternative. So he approached me as a data scientist at the time and said, Jared, in a time of data automation, we need to create a better way. Something that speeds up the process, minimizes the effort and time required, and sends out more applications faster. And just like that, Job Genie was born, granting all of job seekers' top 3 wishes with just the click of a button, finding job openings for them, filling out applications for them, and applying to those jobs for them so they can spend their time on their other priorities. Now, how this works is after simply downloading and opening your account, you just decide what kind of job you want to apply to, where you want to work, and then you upload your resume and just click Start Applying, and Job Genie will do the rest. And then at this point is you can go grocery shopping, you can grab a drink with your friends, or you can even go to sleep. And by the time you come back, Job Genie will have applied you to plenty of jobs. And now, even though this is a straightforward, simple process, we know tech adoption is hard. So we provide all of our users with step-by-step directions. And then we include these directions along with common customer questions into an automated system to answer further user questions later on. And now, if you're still wondering what's the difference between this and Indeed or LinkedIn that recommends you jobs, to actually apply to those jobs on other job boards, if you try to apply to 25, it can take you anywhere from 11 to 20 hours, depending on the length of those applications. To do the same on Job Genie, it would take you anywhere from 15 to 20 seconds, depending on how fast you can type. And if that is not enough, all of our users become affiliate marketers and earn $5 for every referral that they bring our way, being the only job search platform to actually pay its users while we help them find jobs. And now we're just finishing up our beta testing, but here's what some of our users have to say. One of our users was looking for months for a remote job and was finally able to find one because of Job Genie. Another one spoke about how he was able to apply to 48 jobs while he was cooking dinner and watching Game of Thrones. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about one who said how simple and easy it was to use, being able to download it, figure out how to use it, and apply to 12 jobs without any directions in less than 10 minutes. But enough about the job seekers. One of the key roles of the public workforce system is to help businesses find qualified candidates. And what better way to attract the most qualified candidates than to eliminate the hassles of this time-consuming job search process and help them earn money while they do it. In addition to helping you find these candidates and attract them, we help you match them as well. Trying to manually go back and forth and read resumes to find which candidates are most qualified for certain jobs is tedious and time-consuming. Our candidate matcher lets you upload a series of resumes and then copy and paste the job you're trying to fill, and it will show you, based on the skill sets in those resumes, which candidates are most qualified for the position, saving hours of manual labor. Now, if you want to help drive employment in your area, from attracting quality candidates to matching them with job descriptions, join our Job Genie partnership program and contact me at jared@jobgenie.ai and join us today. And I thank you for your time.
Now the hard part. I'm going to turn it over to the 3 mean judges. Mark, you want to start?
Sure. So thank you for that presentation. Very informative. I guess my first question is, how does this system work in the back end? What is it that's enabling these jobs to be applied to very quickly? Is it only through the site that people are, or through your tool that people are applying for jobs, or are they able to apply for jobs that are listed on other sites?
Yeah, so we are using it to automate through LinkedIn at this point, and we're currently adding Indeed. So it's built as a Google Chrome extension, so that we don't have, because we also know that customer data is very important, and being a new company, we don't want to take their data. So we allow them to do it locally on their own. So if they're signed on LinkedIn, instead of them having to go through jobs and apply, it does that work for them.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hello, great presentation.
Thank you.
So one of the questions that I had is exactly how does your company, how is it profitable? So is this like a subscription service that people need to pay for monthly in order to have jobs applied for them while they're doing things like watching movies and cooking dinner? Or how is this a profitable business?
Yes, so we give all of our users 1 day free trial just to let them know that, all right, this is what you can do. And then we do have a subscription model where it's $29.99 a month, and then it's 75 for 3 months, and then we have a lifetime subscription for 150.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jared. Can you tell me a little bit about your user acquisition strategy so far and how you plan to really build up your users of Job Genie?
Okay, so right now what I've been doing is I've been doing a lot of outreach on LinkedIn. I'm very involved in the job seeking community. I comment on a lot of the people's posts and other people who also speak about job seeking advice. And we provide advice in addition to this service. And then we are trying to work with other schools. We have ambassadors in schools in New York, because my brother's from CUNY Baruch. So we have people going around speaking about it so we could spread the word a little bit more.
And how do you make this product sticky so that after a user finds a job, they still find value in using Job Genie?
Well, they could still make money off of it. Is, everyone could always use an extra, $5 to $10, and we all know at some point we all know somebody that's going to be looking for a job. So you have your account, you could cancel your subscription, but your affiliate marketer, what's it called, code still runs. So even after you cancel your subscription, is you can still earn money off of it just for helping your friends or family find a job.
Thanks. Okay, my last question. What happens if a user, a Job Genie applies for a job that the user doesn't want to work at?
Then that they apply to a job that doesn't want to work at. Is that we really do it based on the resume. So it scans the resume and then goes for things by it. So that's something that as we develop, we'll try to fix more and more so we could better understand the exact kind of jobs that we're doing. Is we just wanted to make this first version of the product as simple as possible to get the job done.
I'm just curious. So how many users do you have right now, both on the job appliers and the job listers?
So we have no job listers right now. As users, as we're beta testing, we have about 30 right now.
Thank you, Jared. You're off the hot seat.
Thank
Sammy,
you.
back to you.
Thanks, Bob. Great presentation, Jared. Must be nice to pitch from the beach of San Juan. Up next, we have a team from New York City, lead security group, Ifeani.
Good evening. Give me a sec. Good evening, guys. Can you see my screen? Hi, can you see my screen? Sam, can you see my screen? I'm not sure. I can't hear anybody.
We cannot see your PowerPoint.
Good evening, everybody. Can you see my screen now? Hello, guys. Can you hear me? Sam, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Lovely.
All right.
Your presentation was working before, just so you know. Whatever you did before, do it again. Please.
Is it good now?
Wait just a second. There we go. Great job.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. My name is Ifeanyi Obinali. I'm the president of Lead Security. Lead Security is a security services company I started in 2017 after over 10 years in the security services industry. I started as a security guard in 2008, and in 2017, after working in various security positions in upper management in security, I decided to start up my own business. Today, Lead Security operates in New York State and New Jersey. We're a licensed security agency in both states. We are also certified minority business enterprise, local business enterprise, and small business enterprise, as well as a hot Section 3 subcontractor. Our services include uniformed security guards, both armed and unarmed, for all types of security solutions that our clients would need. Also, we do CCTV remote site monitoring that has to do with keeping our eyes on our clients' property. And most clients, for the most part, do not need physical security guard services. This client will help install cameras in their facilities, so that way we can keep an eye from our command center in our office watching our client's location. We also provide mobile security patrol services for malls, gated communities, and environments that need constant security patrols. We also do facility perimeter patrols where we have security guards moving from location to location, just making sure that everything is fine in our client locations. Our services also includes executive protection. So we provide executive protection and security escort for celebrities and high net worth individuals who might need security services to be with them to certain places they need to go. What makes us unique is our commitment to our clients. Our clients knows that when we pick up their contract, we're ready to give them the right security services 24/7. And also our client have told us so many times of how they can rely on us, because whatever we say we're going to provide in terms of our services, we're able to do that. We also provide experienced and professional security officers as well. And this brings a sense of peace and tranquility to our clients as well. But most importantly, what makes us unique is that we are a security company started by security guards for security guards. Here are some of our clients. Over the last 4 years, we've done business with New York City, Bellevue Hospital, Departments of Social Services, the Port Authority of New York, New Jersey, Currently, we are JFK, and our biggest contract today is with Samaritan Data Village. Our growth over the last year, currently today, we have 26 clients who provide security services for, and they include clients from New York City government to construction, private individuals, as well as commercial clients. We are at 86 plus staff strong today and still growing. And last year, our revenue was at about 1.298 million, and we are projected this year to do 3.5 million, and maybe even more. Well, for us, we just don't want to be a security company. That's why our future is now more focused on how we tie in technology to how we do security. Now, the Instant Security app is it's a new project we've been working on over the last 3 months. We're actually in beta testing now. But what this app does is really connect security guards directly to clients. Because what we do now is have people call our office every day looking for security services. And sometimes we're not able to meet this need. And this is a challenge that we face, as well as thousands of security companies all across New York State. We want to simplify this process by putting the Instant Security app in the hands of clients and security guards, so that whenever they need security, they can request for a security guard, and so also a security guard can pick up security job whenever they want to, just to make an extra buck. So yeah, thank you for joining us today. I want you to please kindly refer us to your networks. One very important thing that we've been doing over the last 2 years actually is our 1,500 referral bonus, where every referral you give to us that turns into a lead means we're giving you $1,500 cash or however you want it. We also do free site security consultations and risk analysis. So if you know anyone or have any facility that you're considering security services for, please feel free to recommend us or refer us to them. So that way we can provide them risk analysis and consultations for whatever security services they need. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Afani. Really appreciated the dramatic pause so I can get another drink in. I'm going to turn it over to the judges now.
Thanks so much for sharing. Could you tell me a little bit how you differentiate your product and services from competitors?
Excuse me, I didn't get that.
Can you share with me how you differentiate your product and services from competitors?
Yes, so we differ from competitors by what makes us unique. A lot of security companies today are founded or started by people who've been in law enforcement, retired, or military, retired. And they bring military and law enforcement perspective to security work. It's different for us as security guards. All of us in our management have been in security guard role before, and then went on to. So we've been in these roles, and we understand what it means to actually have a security guard be effective and productive wherever they are, than against people who have military and law enforcement background, wanting that to physical security, when a lot of the guards they're going to deal with do not have that discipline that the military or the law enforcement calls for.
Great, thanks. And how would you scale up your business in other geographies outside of New York City?
I didn't get the first part.
How would you scale up your business in other geographies outside of New York?
Good. So thank you very much. So that's why we're working on the Instant Security app now. We want to differentiate ourselves from major security companies make dollars annually. And for us to do that, we can continue to do the same thing that they've been doing, regular security contracting. So that's why we're thinking about this app, and we hope this app is going to really differentiate us from what us in the long run, we want to tie technology to what we do. And in the long run, we really do not want to continue doing this contractual security business. We want to focus on security services instant through our instant security app. And that really differentiates us from, as a matter of fact, all security companies across the United States, because no security company today is thinking ahead about that simplifies the security process. Everybody's still doing the same thing. I need security services. I'm calling Lead Security, or I'm calling the other security company to get security quotes or proposals.
Thank you.
Hello. One of my questions is, what are some of the qualifications that you have your staff acquire to ensure safety for your customers?
The industry has a lot of certifications that security guards and those in upper management needs to have in order to be able to provide effective security to our clients. We take that seriously as well. Again, having been in the industry as a security guard and being in management positions before starting this business, we know all of these certifications that we, but for the most part, they just include things that has to do with fire protection, things that has to do with effective perimeter patrols, just making sure everything is fine.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you for that presentation. So my question is around the app that you're talking about developing. What's the current status of the development of that, and how do you plan to build that up? Are you going to hire software developers in-house or contract it out to someone else?
So currently, the app is in beta testing. We subcontracted the app to a team of in California, and they've been working on it since last October. We did get the app earlier this year in February, and we did beta testing on it and had some things that they had to work on, some things we revised. But finally, we did get it back again after all of those revisions. And next week, 15th and the 16th, which is Friday and Saturday, we're having a team of people coming to our office, and we're going to be doing more beta testing, people coming to our office, and we're going to test the app fully. And then after that, we'll know if we're ready to go to market or if there's some more work that needs to be done. But just moving forward, we think social media is a very important part of what we do. And so we're already crunching the numbers and looking at the budgets for just advertisements on Google, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, Instagram. So we're actually crunching those numbers now. But for the most part, by May 15th, we should be good. At least we should be confirmed of fully launching the app in the market.
Thank you. And then you mentioned, advertising on Google and LinkedIn and whatnot. What is your go-to-market strategy for this app? How do you plan on, getting it out there and getting people to use it?
So, our media promotions, there are also organizations that we currently work with, some contractors that we currently work with, and these contractors, we really don't have a specific schedule. What they do is they need security service. They give us a call. I'm like, I need a guy here today. I need a guy over there tomorrow. These are the people that we're going to actually first get involved into this app to see how it works for them. So we will start moving forward. But in the long run, there's going to be a lot of tech talk shows, a lot of print magazines or website talk shows that we actually put that either on YouTube or the internet, as well as on print media.
Very cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Afani. Going back to you, Sam, for number 3.
For pitch number 3, we have Lorena all the way from Florida with Dia M Life.
Hi, everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. My name is Lorena Feliz Santos. I am the CEO and founder of DM. And DM is a unified platform that brings people together that have diabetes, caregivers, providers, and more. And I started this company because I'm actually the mother of 2 children with type 1 diabetes. And it was through my own personal experience in diabetes that we identified this massive opportunity to really create something different that wasn't in the market and that can really improve individuals' self-care, support, and more. So let me tell you first a little bit about the diabetes market in case you don't know what's happening. In the United States, we have over 34 million people with diabetes, and there's an expected growth of over 51% in the next 24 years. So it's a massive, massive market that just keeps on growing and growing. We're looking at type 1, type 2, LADA, MODI, all these different types of diabetes. One of the other things too that we found is that diabetes is very fragmented. So a person like me that needs to search for things, I need to go to 5, 6 different places. And our goal is to really simplify people's life. The other problem that we found is that there's only 6,500 endocrinologists for 34 million people. So we don't have enough doctors to meet the medical demand, the care, the education that's required. There's a lack of system integrations. People with diabetes wear a lot of devices, and over 97% of people with diabetes develop complications such as heart disease and kidney disease and more. And that's where we focused on how can we help. We wanted to build an integrated solution that really connected with people and allowed them to connect with each other to find simple answers. Everything from general support to peer-to-peer connections. And we wanted to make it different. Think of our community as a social media, but for people with diabetes, every type of diabetes. And we're going to be launching in Spanish and English this year, and next year we're expanding. Our goal is for people to be able to connect and have fun and understand better through education, challenges, activities, everything that they need to know to improve their self-care. Second, we're actually going to be creating also a specialized marketplace, and that marketplace is launching in the fall of this year. Community is launching in about, I would say close to 4 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, sorry. The specialized marketplace is focused on products and supplies and services. And it's important because of the fact that people with diabetes, again, can't access everything they need. I've been sent to 3, 4 different stores to look for different supplies that unfortunately I can't find sometimes. And I find new innovations through Instagram. So we wanted to make it easy for them to find everything they need within the community and within this marketplace, a one-stop shop for things that they need, improving their access and their self-care. Now, one thing that I want to share too is that we're clinically moderated, meaning we actually have an entire team in the back end that's looking at our community and making sure that information that's shared is correct so that people are safe. And this actually differentiates us a lot from our competitors. In fact, this is just a quick snapshot of some of those competitors. I want to highlight Livongo. Livongo was recently purchased, I would say close to 2 years ago, for $18 billion by Teladoc. And one of the things that we identified is that a very large company like them over the last few years has only 450,000 members. That's less than 0.017% of the total diabetes population. And that's just wrong. People need access to care. And that's why we decided to create a platform that was entirely free for people with diabetes. Now, we are raising funds. We're raising $2.4 million. We've already raised $320,000. Here's a distribution of how those funds would be distributed across our company. In addition, our projected revenue for this year is $789,000. We are looking to expand next year into Latin America, which is also going to increase our revenue. And as you can see, we're also going to go into services. 2024, we're expanding into Canada and Caribbean. This is a bit on our revenue model. We are a B2B company. And as you can see by the contract values, each contract that we build with each company allows for great advertising, a lot of different connections, and more importantly, a very robust backend to support the metrics and the performance of these companies. This is our traction to date. We have our app prototype already live in the Google and App Store, ready for beta testing. We have over 100,000 members in our network. We have our first client sign, LOI, our launch happening in a few weeks. This is my amazing team. We have 2 technical founders and we have medical professionals also on board. And here's some quick snapshots of our platform and our software so that you get to see it. Sorry, it was a bit quick, but thank you everyone for your time, and I welcome your questions.
Thanks, Lorena.
Okay. Hi, that was a great presentation, so thank you. One of the questions I have is, how is this different than a Facebook page that people of a certain community get together and talk about some of the things that they have in common, such as diabetes? So besides the clinical team that you have, that you expressed in your company, to back some of the information being shared, how is this different?
Yeah, first of all, thank you. Great question. One of the key differences really between us, that clinical moderation is actually a really important element to what makes us very different. What you'll find in a lot of these Facebook groups, and there's a lot of them in diabetes, is that a lot of people get in there and start selling you random items, cinnamon cures, and tell you, hey, take this pill and your diabetes will be cured. And our goal is really to improve people's health and for them to feel safe, that they're not just going to be given false information. So that's really where our private community comes into play. And we've already started building relationships with all these moderators and different groups to invite them over to DM.
Thank you. And also, what is your marketing strategy for breaking new markets? I think you said like Latin America.
Correct. So we actually already started that process. We actually just recently became members of Catalyst 2030. We are focused on the UN SDG goal number 3, which is good health. And one of the main things that we've done is actually identify in English-speaking countries and Spanish-speaking countries, different partners. So our entire strategy is focused on partner relationships and working with community organizations so that they are able to let people know who we are and invite their membership. They can actually create profiles within our community and then connect at the local level. That's why our launch in English and Spanish is very important.
Thank you.
Hi. First, I just want to say I love this idea. It's really great to see a community for diabetics. So my first sort of question is, you mentioned 100K member network. I'm just curious, you're pre-launch right now. What does that number mean? Like, who are those people and how did you find them?
Yeah, it's been a great journey so far. We've been building amazing relationships with influencers, with bloggers, even with just general market research that we started doing, surveys and more. And what started happening was that we started connecting with different people and adding them to our database and adding them to our CRM. Our goal is really to be able to expand on that network that we have by building more relationships, all of them confirming we're going to be bringing our members in. And that's really where that network relationship comes in, is that we've been able to solidify certain relationships and the number of members within their network, and started really developing the landing pages and the channels for how they're transferring those members into our CRM.
So I'm sorry, does that mean that those are just like names in your CRM essentially? Like you have their email addresses?
We have names, email addresses, and they're in progress in addition to, because we have members that are working on it right now as we speak. So yes, it's in progress.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much for sharing. Sorry, I hate hearing my voice echo. Thanks so much for sharing. Could you tell me a little bit more about who the customers would be for this and how you're arriving at the figures you are for your projected revenues for this year?
Yeah. So one of the things that we wanted to do was to first focus on those companies in the diabetes space that wanted to target diabetes members. So those were obviously our first goal. That's actually how we got our first client on board, as well as our first client LOI signed. Now, we do have tranches, if we want to call them, of different types of markets and industries that also would be focused or interested in the wellness, fitness, nutrition space. The thing about DM is that we're not just diabetes. We're really focused on improving health, making people feel safer. So we have potential clients such as Nike that we can go to and speak to them about, hey, you're going to be running a campaign on a new shoe and talking about running. What better market than individuals who are within our platform? We have a challenges activity space where you can actually promote that sneaker, that activity. And by the way, you're connecting directly with your consumers. One thing also to mention is that we have a very robust proprietary behavior AI algorithm running in the back end that measures each individual member's worldview. So I can actually break down for each of our marketers the different details in their campaigns that they're looking for. So if it's a woman type 2 that is looking to lose weight, ages 30 to 50, we can actually create that filtering system in our back end to enhance their campaigns and provide them with the results they're looking for.
Great, thanks. Could you just lean in a little bit more and tell me, like, who would be those early customers? Like, is it like a Nike, like a consumer company, or is it like a health and wellness brand? I'm just kind of curious who those early adopters would be.
Well, Nike's the dream. I mean, I do like Nike a lot. But realistically, we're looking at diabetes companies. We're looking at consumer packaged goods. The lowest hanging fruit, really. I think those that are right now targeting health, wellness are our key clients in this first stage.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That was the last remote. So let the heckling begin, please, for the first in-person presentation.
Great job from all the remote companies that pitched right now. We're going to transition to the in-person presentations. And first up is going to be Noelle from Veridian Recycling. And give us 1 or 2 seconds as we will be transitioning to on-site presentations.
Hello. Hi. Yeah, no worries. Hi, it's good to see you all in person. Hi, Rob. Hi. Hi, judges. We're just transitioning. Oh. So it works. Okay. Pretty sure. Okay. Well, if we have to freestyle, we have to freestyle. All right. Okay. So my name is Noelle Dimash, and I own Veridian Recycling. I know maybe the clock didn't start yet, but I'm eking in some moments. So I am just a little bit about me. I'm a master composter and soil scientist. This is actually my second startup experience. I started at Biosoil Farm. So some people know that, some people don't. So we were really starting to develop technology to handle and recycle food waste responsibly. So as that progressed, we kind of changed forms, changed skin, became a women-owned business, and here we are today. So Veridian Recycling right now is a large-scale composting facility, and we really operate through a manufacturing lens. So often traditional composting operations are community-run, and they operate on traditional piles, meaning they have to turn them and pile them and mix them, and it's pretty labor-intensive and land-heavy. So what Veridian did was we tried to come up with an urban solution for a large-scale problem, which is food waste. So we are a composting manufacturing facility. We are aimed at large-scale waste generators, meaning that we operate in tonnage. So that's who we are. As I said, so we're a manufacturing approach. Something that makes us different is we are much faster. So traditional composting takes about 6 to 8 months to cure and become usable. Our product, we've gotten it down to about 6 to 8 weeks. So we are much faster, which means we can process more. We're also a near operation, so large scale, it gets a little messy. We do not. We also can create a homogeneous product. So that's one of the benefits of manufacturing, is that we can control our output as tightly as we need to. So let's talk about why this company really exists. So we are addressing the crisis at hand. One of the crises being, I just came from the Organic Summit. So
New York and America is swimming in organic waste, and we are not doing anything useful with it. So just to give you some terrifying numbers, 72 billion pounds of food every single year are thrown away in America. 52 billion of those are before it even touches your plate. So these are the large-scale waste generators that I talked about. They're manufacturers, grocery stores, restaurants, hotels, theme parks, and on and on and on. So we don't really have a solution. Just to bring it, just kidding. So just to bring it kind of in our own backyard, New York State, 20% of our landfills right now is organic waste just sitting and rotting. Landfill space, since some of you are probably not organic waste recycling aficionados, landfill space is limited. New York is not allowed to create any more landfills. So what we got, and they are filling quickly. There has been legislation passed to really start thinking about diverting waste from landfills. So that's where we come in. So the problem, and I've heard it echoed in the conference today and over, is that we don't have anywhere to put this stuff. It's high volume of waste and nobody can really process it fast enough. They can't. So small operations, there are a few around the community, there's a few around the state, and while they are super important, they just can't handle the volume or the mixed materials. So when I say mixed materials, Viridian can handle both pre and post-consumer waste. So there is a distinction there, and I would love to talk about it later, but Bob made me promise not to go mad scientist. He made me swear, and he told me he was gonna punch me if I did. So please make sure. Where's Richard Green? Did you hear that? Okay, so another problem, which I'm sure everyone is sick of hearing about, but it's super important, is greenhouse gas emissions. So methane is created when food is rotting in a landfill. Methane is really not a good thing to be throwing up into our atmosphere. It's about 20 times more potent than carbon dioxide, just to kind of give you a gauge of what we're dealing with here. Well, lucky for you, we have a solution. So Viridian Recycling is a triple revenue stream solution. So we operate on a few different levels. First being, we are a landfill alternative. So the way that we handle the linear model of food waste right now is you grow it, we harvest it, you eat it, and then whatever is left, you take to a landfill and you get charged by weight. So that's how waste haulers already operate. And we are just an alternative to a landfill. So if a waste hauler is feeling like they want to lighten their carbon footprint, we offer them an alternative. We also sell non-synthetic fertilizers and compost. So our output is also a value-added product that is highly necessary, and also there's a huge market for it here locally, but also nationwide. And of course, we are a greenhouse gas reduction company. Our technology is already WARM certified, meaning we qualify for carbon credits. So I'm going to give you a little bit of breakdown of each of the projections, just to kind of give you an idea. So when I say we are able to process 3,800 tons annually of SSO, what's SSO? It's source separated organics. Just to kind of get you to understand the larger scale, New York State alone produces 3.9 million tons annually of food waste. So this is a drop in the bucket, though super important, which makes us scalable, very much scalable. Our tipping fee right now that we're operating under is $250 a ton, which is higher than the current model, but landfill space, as we said before, limited. Those prices climb every single year. So just the annual tipping fees alone, almost $1 million. Why would a hauler want to work with you? That's a great question. First, great PR. We are a green company. We will recycle responsibly. Second, landfill space is just as valuable to them as it is to us and our health. They like to, when I say C&D debris, I should probably explain, that's construction and demolition debris. Viridian can't solve construction and demolition debris, but we can keep the organics out of the landfill so they can continue to use them for longer. And last, if you want to play in the large-scale waste generator game, you, of course, have to be regulated by the DEC, which means you have to comply with the New York State legislation that's currently out, and we can help you do that. Maybe not.
Okay, so then a compost and fertilizer sale. I promise I won't talk too much, but this isn't the most exciting part to me. Anyone who watches the fertilizer market, anyone? Okay, it's up 30 to 40% on the last 60 days due to the fact that most synthetic fertilizers are mined out of Russia. So it is not going to slow down anytime soon. A lot of farms, especially commercial farms, are looking for fertilizer solutions that are local and also good for the soil. So we can make it quick, reliably, and locally. We can produce high quality soil amendments, which is really exciting. Just on the market right now, one of our Vermont compost company supplies a lot of compost for most farms in the US. Ooh, wait, come back. There you go. And they sell it at about $300 a cubic yard. We would go $250 a cubic yard, but just in compost sales alone, we could make $275,000 in sales. And lastly, the most interesting is the carbon credit. So I wish that I had more time to explain to you how these things are measured, but basically we have the DEC and the EPA have a scale of how they rate manufacturing equipment that can sequester or divert tons of carbon dioxide that gets dumped into the atmosphere. And lucky us, look at our score, a negative 3,896, which is a good thing on that scale, because that is the amount of cubic tons that we are sequestering and not shooting greenhouse gases into the air. So 1 ton equals 1 carbon credit. And just to, if people aren't on the blockchain just yet, on the New York State market, they sell for $125 per credit. So just in 1 year, the carbon credits, which you can sell or hold, are $487,000 annually. This is every year, so you will get those credits every single year. Here's the investment opportunity. So we are currently looking for a $5 million initial investment to start our flagship facility here in the capital region. As you can see by my beautiful pie chart, most of it is machinery. So the initial investment is not a recurring cost. So it's one and done. So you don't have to worry about that. The cost to run the facility is actually pretty low and has a low labor footprint. So that's always a plus. I would love to talk more about the technology. Bob, don't. I'd love to talk more about the technology. So please feel free to email me and I would love to talk. So thank you. Questions?
Thank you, Noelle, for adding some training to Sam and my schedule in the near future. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I'm going to turn it over to the judges now, and we'll talk later.
Great, thanks. It was great to learn more about variety and recycling. Are there any regulations or limitations on where the food waste comes from?
So currently, yes, but for us, no. So we are able to handle post and pre-consumer. So most of the regulations are the post-consumer side, what you scrape off your plate, the straws from the dish tank, all the yuckies. We actually can handle all of that. So no. No, there are not. So there are DEC regulations, but they do not restrict us at all. So
what about even like geography-wise?
Geography-wise, well, geography-wise, the waste transport game is a very interesting game. So just New York City spends $500 million a year just to transport waste out of New York City. So we would like for the waste to stay local because that is our mission.
Makes sense.
But we can take waste from anywhere. But
is there anyone else doing this in other locations?
The way we do it, no.
How much do you think you project you could really dislodge from landfills?
Yeah, so, well, for the first facility, we can do about 3,800 tons a year, and it's infinitely scalable. So we could...
do you have that in a dollar number? It's okay.
Do I have it in a dollar number? No, and here's why, though our company we are planning on tracking the data. So part of the beauty of our machinery is we can track the data. One of the biggest problems with understanding source separated organics anyway is that everyone's kind of guessing because nobody's measuring and weighing what they're chucking in a dumpster and then dumping in a landfill. So it's basically anyone's best guess, unfortunately, but in 1 year, I'll have way more data for you and then we could chat.
Sounds good. No, thank you.
You got it.
That was a great presentation, so thank you.
Thank you.
Never thought I would learn that much about recycling before. With that being said, what is your marketing strategy as far as, like, it seems as though there's a lot of scalability in your company, especially within New York State, but exactly like, how do you plan to spread the word of your company, and how many team members do you have right now?
So thank you for saying that. So right now it's a duo right now. So I have one team member. So if anyone heckles me, I'm just kidding. So say it again.
So it's just you and someone else. That's your team member. And what is your marketing strategy as far as scaling your company?
So marketing strategy is very interesting because I'm already getting calls. People are starving for a solution here. Starving. I'm already getting calls, and we're not even up and running in scalability yet. And I am getting calls because people are searching. These waste haulers are searching. These large scale waste generators are searching, and the legislation is really pushing them towards finding a solution. I don't want to say it's because they have to. I want to say that the public opinion about composting is changing so much that if you build it, they will come. So we are already kind of fielding more than we can handle right now. So that's our marketing strategy, is really tailoring through waste haulers.
It sounds like there's a lot of ability to scale your company, but with that being said, it sounds like there might be more demand than you're able to supply right now. And so what is your plan as far as team members, if there's only 2 of you, to be able to actually put this into fruition?
Yeah, so we're looking right now at partnerships with waste haulers. So those are really going to be our boots on the ground, because they're the ones that manage the contracts for the large scale waste generators. So we're looking to partner with a waste hauler. We're being very diligent about who we partner with, because we want their company mission to align with ours. I think it's really important that if you're going to do it, you should do it right. Which is making us grow a little slower than we would like, but also it keeps us true to what we stand for.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. So I was wondering about the cost to have that trash hauled, right? So you mentioned that it's more expensive than traditional landfill waste?
Yeah. So right now it costs about $150 a ton. Bearing in mind that every year that you get closer to being full, they raise the price significantly.
Right.
So we are a bit more expensive, though probably within the next couple of years, we will be the cheaper option.
Okay. So is the current selling point for these companies that have all this food waste just that it's a greener option, or is there some other financial incentive for them to be giving their trash to you?
So financial incentive, there is not really a financial incentive as far as the large scale waste generators go. They're not really in it for a financial incentive. They're really in it for who can handle their volume. So that is what makes us different. We can handle high volume. Most companies cannot. So,
Gotcha.
So that's what makes us attractive, and it allows us to charge a little bit more.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Okay, you can leave now.
Thank you. You know I wanted
Thank
to.
Great job.
Last but not
Great job, Noah. Great presentation. Up next, she came all the way from Buffalo, New York, but didn't bring any Duff's chicken wings with her. We got Diana from Resilience Medical.
Look at this beautiful crowd. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Diana Donnarumma, and I am a multi-organ transplant recipient. I am an entrepreneur. I am the owner and CEO of Resilience Medical, and I'm also a model and patient advocate. You see, my story really started while I was going through intestinal failure. I couldn't eat. I was spending around, I was doing daily infusions because I wasn't able to process food. My digestive tract had completely paralyzed itself, and I was ending up throwing up 30 times, 40 times a day. So, and a little bit of difficulty. going back. Lindsay, are you clicking it? Well, can you stop clicking it? Oh, well, that makes sense. Well, why am I going? No one told me. Okay. From the top. Hi, everyone. My name is Diana Donnarumma, and now I know that I don't have a clicker. So, like I said before, I am the founder and CEO of Resilience Medical. I am a fashion model. I am a multi-organ transplant recipient, and I'm also a patient advocate who does inspirational speaking to patients like me and people who are living their ordinary lives. So the problem with medical products today, within the traditional medical products provided by institutions or insurance companies, is they actually tend to strip patients of their individuality. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, one of the things that was most important to me while I was in intestinal failure was the fact that I still was able to appear in a certain way. You know, just because I was sick didn't mean I needed to look sick. I would always tell people that, you know, I lost my health. I never lost my personality, my style, my unique nature, or my witty humor. So what I didn't realize with this chronic illness is the amount of emotions that really goes along with having a chronic illness. You know, I felt so shameful because in a society, you're supposed to appear in a certain way. I felt hopeless. I felt humiliated, embarrassed. I mean, who wants to show their bare ass? And to be honest, these products can form emotional shackles for patients. Many patients are afraid they feel regret about their illness and the products that they need to use to survive. There was one customer I had that said, I have not participated in my children's lives because I am too embarrassed by my illness. I want you to take a second and think of that. This woman could not participate in her children's lives. And she said, the day I got your product in the mail, I went and picked up my children from school for the first time ever. So what we are doing is we're allowing patients to take control. We're allowing them to show their individualistic style, their personality, and we're doing this all through the manufacturing of medical adaptive clothing and accessories. So what does that mean? We're reimagining the patient experience. We want patients to be involved in their healthcare. We want them to be in control of their life. We want them to be able to make their own decisions because patients can make their own decisions and they can be more active in their healthcare. They're going to have a better quality of life. So by doing this, patients can take their mentality out of the state of being considered a victim, and they can become a victor. They can handle their situation. They can take it out because they're expressing their personality, and that's one of the most beautiful things we can do as humans in the world. It's what makes our world unique and beautiful. So we have gowns to match every person's unique personality, whether you're goth, emo, preppy, or just kind of nonchalant, you're festive. We have a gown for you. Our gowns are specifically made with special features and details. Some of those details are the fact that, oh, it's getting a little hot. Oh, am I wearing a hospital gown? Okay. We have snap buttons, which are imaging safe. That's very important for hospitals. We have a style that's appealing to myself and many others. We have pockets, because where are you going to put your phone when you're carrying 2 IV poles? That's a good question. And honestly, when I put on this gown, I feel confident. And confidence when you're feeling sick is one of the best feelings in the world, because you know you're going to make it through the day. And even though you're going through a rough time, you have something positive in your life and you feel like you can take on the day and take on your illness. One example is a young woman named Darcy. Darcy was a young woman who had colorectal cancer. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. She had colorectal cancer, and she absolutely loved makeup. She loved makeup so much that she gave the OR nurse her lipstick so she could reapply in the ICU after she was extubated from the tubing, taking the breathing tube out. So this gown made for Darcy is the perfect representation of her strength, her beauty, and her ability to overcome. So all our gowns are made after women that have inspired me during my transplant journey. We hope that their strength and their courage and their stories make our patients and customers feel the same strength that these people do, that I have represented with their names. So far, we have had over 400,000 in sales. We have an ambassador. Okay. Sorry. So far, we've made very strategic collaborations and partnerships with industry leaders in the healthcare industry, nonprofits, and local businesses. So far, we've had around over $400,000 in sales already. We also have been able to harness the power of social media. The great thing about social media is a lot of times it's free promotion. You know, we have these amazing people with great followings. This one girl shown here, she has over 250,000 followers. She posts one video about our gowns and she gets millions of likes and interactions. It helps expand our reach. It makes our brand more recognizable, and it increases our visibility and the trust that patients have with our products. So today we're here I'm asking for referrals, networking opportunities, or introductions to retailers, wholesalers, distributors that can help us move our products so that we can help patients feel better. Because when patients feel better, they can heal better. My name is Diana Donnarumma. I really appreciate your time today. And if you have any questions, you can call me, email me, or follow the website. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Diana. You got your steps in today for sure. So.
I'm back on X now.
Thank you so much. That was an amazing presentation. It's an amazing reason to have a product. So thank you for that. I guess my first question is, you mentioned you're looking for distributors. How have you been distributing so far?
So far, we've been selling to, we've been doing B2B and B2C. So our B2B clients are primarily hospitals. They are infusion pharmacies, home medical equipment stores, and surgical stores. And we sell to them in wholesale. And that is our most profitable way of doing business. But we also have an emphasis on the consumer, because I myself needed this product when I was sick. And I think it's so important to have people have products that can make them feel like they can take on the day and make them feel like they can overcome a situation because they're wearing something that makes them a little happy or brings a little joy in their life.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And how much does it wholesale for, like, per unit?
My cost or what I would sell to wholesale?
Both.
Okay. So for a medical gown, I would, my cost is about $13.
Okay.
I sell them for wholesale at $20 and then retail at $30.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great presentation. I actually used to work in an inpatient psych unit, so I absolutely agree that the first thing that people lose when they put on a hospital gown is part of their personality. So with that being said, where do you currently make your gowns?
Currently, right now, we do our manufacturing overseas. And we have various vendors that have been doing a great job. However, we are looking to make the connections with vendors here in the US because I am proud to be part of this country. And I think that, you know, we need to start producing medical products right here home in the US.
Awesome. And also, as far as your gowns, it seems as though the gowns that you do have were inspired by women. So my guess would be that they're mostly women focused gowns, like they're not for male, or they are?
There are unisex versions. There are, you know, more masculine prints. So really anyone can buy it. For B2C, my demographic is obviously a lot more women who want to celebrate special events in their lives. They're having a child. They're going in for a procedure. They are going through cancer, going through their chemo treatment. You know, a gown is just a really nice thing, a good pick-me-up. Like, and it's an original gift because, you know, you could give something like flowers. Okay, that dies in a second. I'm going to wear the gown that Diana gave me because it makes me happy and it reminds me of positive things. And the, you know, the fact that I can be myself, I can do this.
Awesome. And do you also plan to break into the market of gowns for children?
Yes, we actually already have. We just printed our first gown. It came out a little bit late. It is a Christmas gown, but it's absolutely adorable. It has the same features as our adult gown, just sized down. But we're also making plus size gowns. We want to be inclusive to everyone. Anyone can be sick. Anyone can, I mean, sick doesn't have one look, whether you're big, old, small, little, mom, dad, whoever, you can have one of these gowns.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Diana. No, it's okay. Super powerful story. Thank you so much for sharing. Can you tell me a little bit about how big is the market for your product?
Do
you know how many, like how big, like how much hospitals spend on gowns right now?
I do not have that exact number at the moment, but what I do know is that hospitals are wasting money on the gowns that they are spending now. In a hospital, if you want to cover your rear end, you're going to have to wear 2 gowns. They'll put a gown on your front and another gown around your back. That's increasing the amount of wash they have to do in the hospital. It's increasing the amount of people they need to do these labors. And it's also not really beneficial for anyone. I mean, it's not patient designed.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are done now with the presentations. We're going to go in the back room and deliberate, and you get to watch some cool videos of some of our Tech Match clients. Thank you.
My name is Charlie Hutka, and I'm excited to be here today to tell you about our company, Epic Airway Systems, as part of the IgniteU Tech Match program. We're an early stage pre-revenue medical device startup that has created a new patented airway treatment that doesn't require clinical trials to get to market. Our team is currently raising $2 million to launch the product in the US. So let me start off by giving you a little background. Every year, anesthesiologists, paramedics, and emergency medicine docs provide airway treatments to over 50 million patients globally to keep them breathing during emergencies or sedated during surgery. This equates to a $2.6 billion market. Now, Despite their frequency, these procedures are fraught with challenges. They require practitioners to make time-sensitive decisions on treatment protocols that impact patient well-being. They're difficult to perform with only a 60% initial success rate, and frequently encounter complications in up to 40% of cases. Complications such as dental injury, cardiac events, sometimes even death, while also placing healthcare providers at risk of infectious disease. Because of these challenges, these procedures are not well utilized, particularly in medical emergencies. And all of this adds about $8 billion in unnecessary costs to the US healthcare system every year. So to address these challenges, the Epic Airway was created as a Swiss Army knife for airway treatment. It's a patented medical device that combines the best of existing airway solutions to provide the right tool for the right procedure, making it easier to use than traditional airway devices, while also being safer for patients and healthcare providers and more cost-effective for healthcare systems. By combining two solutions into one, we're able to make procedures easier to perform for non-experts, which makes treatment more accessible to patients in need, also reducing potential for patient complications and their related medications and extended hospital stays. Epic also helps minimize risk to healthcare providers for infectious diseases during treatment. And combined, this has the potential to save up to $55,000 per procedure. Now, to date, we've developed and tested multiple concepts, including on mannequins, cadavers, and with independent clinicians. Additionally, we've received patents in the US and Europe, as well as created partnerships in key areas to cost-effectively fill skill gaps in our team, including outside regulatory assessments, which has helped us determine that no clinical trial is required for our 510(k) submission. Now, our team has invested almost $500,000 to get to this point. In order to bring Epic to market, we're raising an angel round of $2 million. This money will allow us to fund the activities required to get Epic Airway through the FDA and formally launched in the US. Now, we invite you on this journey with us to bring the Swiss Army knife of airway treatment to life. Thank you for listening, and many thanks to our program sponsors at IgniteU NY for this opportunity.
Hi, my name is Brandon Young. I'm a CEO and founder of Pasco Tags. I'm here today, a part of the IgniteU Tech Match program, to talk about Pasco Tags, where we are one simple phrase, and that is RFID tags at barcode prices. And we've been able to validate this new data-rich approach in which we've had or conducted 2 pilots with G Appliances and Brown-Forman, 2 Fortune 700 manufacturers. And more recently, and what we're excited to announce here, is that we've received an NSF SBR Phase 2 Innovation Grant, which fundamentally means that we can get $1 million non-dilutive funding to be able to conduct any sort of pilots. And we've been able to kind of show this major advantage, get the grants, get the pilots, because we focus on what matters for customers. And this is cost effectiveness with actual functionality, where because our tags are cost effective, they're extremely durable, they can handle any environmental conditions of a supply chain, they're easy to detect through simple packaging, and the tag will last virtually the life of the product, puts us in a major competitive advantage to the barcodes, RFID, and even the Bluetooth current technologies. And with this has put us, like I mentioned previously, to have successful pilots. With G Appliance, G Appliance is a $10 billion size appliance manufacturer, and Brown-Forman, one of the largest spirit manufacturers in the world that has brands like Jack Daniels, Woodford Reserve, and Old Forester. With these 2 companies, we were able to show that our serialized approach of our tags on every single product can help them make more data-driven decisions to optimize their supply chain and help save money. And with this, we've been trying to expand our use cases, and why we're here today is to talk about our ask. And our ask is we're looking for any connections to help expand pilots in the traditional supply chain, as well as with luxury brands. And the type of customers we're looking for with the traditional supply chain is manufacturers, logistics companies, as we see ourselves working effectively in virtually any size, in addition to bringing a major value of the data-driven decisions that gives that transparency and more efficiency throughout the supply chain. And then with luxury brands, we see ourselves working with any company that has consumables, as well as any company that has a very strong brand that needs protection from counterfeits or is often counterfeit. And this could be anything from wine all the way to ink cartridges and anything in between, including luxury luxury items that you could wear. And our value that we see is focusing on reducing the counterfeits, additional revenue, and more data on the actual consumers, even in the secondary market. Again, I want to thank everyone for their time today. My name is Brandon Young, Pasco Tags, a smarter way to inventory.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sintra, the founding scientist and CEO at YDS Pharmatech. We are tech for pharmaceutical science. We use AI and biophysics simulation for new drug modalities, and we go beyond traditional small molecules. So for a lot of targets that are challenging to drug, and for new modalities, that's where our technology fits the best. So compared to traditional methods, we developed the drug design engine can self-direct the exploration of chemical space. So for our platform, we have a self-directed exploration of chemical space and exploration of conformational space that allow us to find where we're interested in the fastest way. So we bring to our collaborators the value that we reduce the compounds they need to synthesize test from 7,000 to 70 to proceed to preclinical stage. And that means that before we need 50 scientists and 3.5 years to bring an early stage drug to a preclinical stage. Now we only need 5 scientists and 1.5 years. Now we are developing new IP for our collaborators that are working on allosteric inhibitor, and we are enhancing 100-fold stronger in binding potency for our PROTAC collaborator. And for the first-in-class, we discovered alpha virus inhibitors. So far, we secured more than 500,000 R&D contracts. We want more pilot partners for partnership or co-owned IP co-discover molecules. So if you are interested in early stage drug discovery, especially on challenging targets and new drug modalities like PROTAC, Ribotax, and cyclic peptides, feel free to reach out to me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rob Akella, and I'm the founder and CEO of Spiker Corp. We're a spin-out company from Fraunhofer Institute in Germany. We're also a member of IgniteU TechMatch. Spiker is a custom storage solutions company using our proprietary pouch battery technology platform that has been tested for use by several companies in many verticals. Our technology is highly adaptable and scalable. We build batteries to our customers' design and specifications. We leverage our partner relationships to grow our business and maximize the circular economy to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, plus lower our costs. Our IP portfolio of flexible technologies is adaptable for a range of applications across e-mobility, maritime, consumer electronics, medical devices, military, amongst others. We can toggle our chemistries for high power for fast battery discharge or high energy density for longer charge life. Other distinctive attributes of our technologies are lower weight, energy density of up to 460 watt-hours per kg versus industry standard of 200 to 300 watt-hours per kg. High power cells with discharge rate of C60, operating life of up to 20 years versus industry average of less than 10 years. Cycle stability of greater than 15,000 versus industry average of less than 5,000. Wider operating temperature range and lower greenhouse gas emissions. Representative of our capabilities, we're successfully designing solutions to companies in 3 verticals, serving the military for energy-directed bombs, recreational boat electrification, and another in the medical devices sector. Our ask of you is threefold: introductions to potential customers, recommendations for new hires across our company, and an investment for our working capital purposes. We just started a fundraising campaign. Thank you and look forward to speaking with you.
Konnichiwa. Hello, everyone. My name is Marco Cuesta, and I'm founder of Kinsui, Japanese whiskey NFTs. So there's a few problems in the whiskey space right now. There's a funding issue to raise capital. It's very expensive, and to expand the business. There's cash flow issues. So your stock normally has to age about 3 years and a day before you can sell it. And there's a Japanese scarcity problem where the demand for Japanese whiskey far outpaces the supply, which provides an arbitrage opportunity for anyone outside of Japan. The solution, Kinsui. We're pre-selling Japanese whiskey using NFTs as a proof of purchase. This allows buyers to easily own whiskey and transfer that ownership for the whiskey aging in the barrel. That whiskey will be delivered via bottle once the whiskey reaches its maturity date. We will also be building a distillery in Japan. This allows us to control the means of production so that we can focus on small batch, single barrel offerings to control quality and preserve value. Our ask right now is we're currently raising a pre-seed round of about $3 to $4 million in exchange for 3% of the company. These funds will go towards building the initial technology and securing a distillery license. Subsequently, we will raise a seed round of $10 million to build the distillery and sustain business operations. We're also looking for coders familiar with blockchain, specifically with Solidity, Rust, C, and Golang. If you're interested in investing or becoming a part of Kinsui, please reach out to me at marco@kinsui.io. That's MARCO@KINSUI.io. Arigato, and thank you very much.
I'm T from Fabro Industries, and we're proud to be a part of the IgniteU Tech Match program. After we went through the IgniteU Accelerator a couple years ago, we decided that we could take the lessons learned from our own prototyping and product development process and open our doors to help other startups and individuals that are in need of prototyping services. The way that our process works is we work with companies and individuals from anything from an idea or a hand sketch to a full print set. We can take you from where you are to where you need to be to try to get to your next step. If you have just an idea or a hand sketch, we can work with you to develop a full CAD and CAM print set. We can help you develop a bill of materials, and we can have a really good idea of what's needed to bring your vision to life. We can then move you into a prototyping stage, whether it's 3D printing, CNC machining, full fabrication, or even if you just need some help with vendor management. We are here to serve you as a resource to get high quality prototypes made to your spec and to your budget. We also offer fabrication and welding. We have qualified TIG welding, metal forming, machining, and also fixturing and jig fabrication. So even if you have a good idea of your product and you maybe have some prototypes, but you need to get your process dialed in, we're here to serve you as a resource to help you get that next level of quality that you may be after. If you'd like to get the conversation started about how we could help you with your prototyping needs, feel free to contact us, reach out, and we can start talking about how we can help you get from where you are to where you need to be. I'm T from Fabro Industries, and we're proud to be a part of the IgniteU Tech Match program and the IgniteU family.
All righty. Thank you, everybody, guys, for waiting. The judges have made a decision. I'm going to let the judges say a few words and announce the winner.
Thanks so much, Sam. I just wanted to start by thanking IgniteU for having everybody here today. And thank you to all of the teams that presented. On behalf of all of the judges, we really enjoyed all of the presentations and think that this is a really impressive group and cohort. So without further ado, we are excited to announce the winner as, drum roll, Resilience Medical. Thank you, Diana. Oh, come up here.
Words are hard. Wow, I'm so glad I'm standing on the X now. I really can't believe I'm really, really happy. And I know in this moment, I made my donor really proud. And I hope you guys consider organ donation because I wouldn't be here today without it. Thank you.
So we're done for now. She's gonna go cash the check. I appreciate all the support. Coming up this summer, it's an all live cohort back to normal. So that's an announcement. Please support us. We've just added 5 new members to the IgniteU family. So that's the most important thing we can do. Thank you.